Hey guys, this is IntroducingEmy and we're back with another Redline Tuesday. This one was sent to me by Noelle, and they every year draw the same drawing over, and then they kind of, I assume, exercise everything that they've learned on each progressive drawing. And I accidentally started a little bit. I didn't realize that I had the wrong sound card selected. I installed an SD reader into my computer over the weekend, and I think that might have done something. I haven't recorded since then. So, yeah, sorry. All I did was kind of draw this little torso, but that's about it. I'm just gonna like rough. This is gonna be really rough. This is a little more complicated of a pose than I've been getting lately. I had a lot of sort of like front-facing poses for a while there, didn't I? So one thing is this sort of nondescript ledge. I'm trying to push this character back on the ledge a little more. So that it's not so much like they're just kind of coming out of nowhere here. But I definitely don't like this, so I am going to I'm going to push the legs out a little more, just so that the knee and like this angle is not like inside the body, because it starts to get a little muddy and hard to read. This is more how I rough out. Okay, I'm having like trouble deciphering this pose a little bit. So, is he turning? Because this shoulder, I don't think you'd be able to see so much of it. So, is he turning towards her or away from her? See, and he's also, oh no, I saw that and I thought he was sitting like really far back on the ledge. That's actually like the crease in his pants. Sorry, this is kind of sloppy. You'll just have to like bear with me for a second. So this leg is either coming forward more because that foot's a lot lower. So this is actually the first drawing I've done in a little while, like in about half a week. I took some time off to set up a camera rig, and then we had taxes for the business we had to take care of, and I didn't have access to my computer because of taxes. Dave had to use our computer for all that, so I was kind of out in the cold a little bit. You may not agree with me on this, but I'm coming for you here. Rather than just have him like his face is facing that way, but he's just kind of like glancing at her, I would just turn his head. I mean, I plan to go over all this. I'm just being kind of sloppy about it right now. Let me have my sloppiness for a moment. I can never find a color that I like. And like the green vibrates so hard against that. Let's try blue. I have a friend who's red-green colorblind. When she sees red and green together, it just kind of looks brown to her. I'm just laying down some kind of general... This is going to be interesting. This isn't my character, so I will try to mimic the style here. Something like that. I'm just like, that works. That's hair. Alright, and let's build our red line on top. And I know this is like really congested looking now, but this is a little more complicated of a pose than we've been doing lately, and I haven't been drawing in quite a few days, so I feel totally not warmed up, and I kind of just had to get that in there first. Okay, so let's go over the head, and we're kind of going to be doing, this is so awkward, we're going to be sort of like redlining not only the original drawing, but also my sketch with it, so we're going to have to sort of take bites from both pies and put them together into a delicious mega art pie. So that is what we will be doing. So when it comes to doing like upward, like as you turn your head up to look higher at something, you can either draw like a little bit of the under part of the chin, which I like and I think is totally fine, but I know that if you're doing kind of an anime style, there's something about that they like skirt away from it. So in the original, you kind of did it there a little bit where you were trying to like flatten this. So if you don't feel comfortable doing this like little under edge thingy, which it feels awkward for me to not do it because that's kind of like my style, but just keep this as flat as you can get it, and keep this angle like really obtuse. It's a little math word. And the more you do it, the higher up the head goes. Actually, you know what? I think I have a chart. I can show this off better. Sure what folder this might. Oh god, please don't crash my computer. It has to access an external drive where I keep a lot of my resources. Let's look at this guy. This is really teeny, so bear with me. It's gonna like get fuzzy. So this is like the chin that you're drawing right now, but she's supposed to be looking up more. So these are kind of extreme, but as you can see, this angle will start to flatten the more you do it. This isn't a great example. I thought I had a better one. Maybe this one? Kind of. These are just so extreme. I guess, though, people, when they draw looky uppy heads, they are in the more extreme category, but for now, I will flatten that out a little more. I'm just thinking this mouth should be higher. At some point I'll have to stop messing with it. This isn't like a face build that I'm used to working under, so... Where's my correction? Hold on. Oh, it's really low. That's why. It's like, oh. Where's my helping hand? Sorry if you can hear me like constantly slapping Control Z. I'm just not very pleased with the work I'm doing right now, so I'm Trying to find a happy medium here. So you know me, I like to put a little triangle shadow right there to imply a cast shadow from the chin. If that ain't your bag, ignore. So I recommend not drawing noses indiscriminately, like just being like, you know, that's something we want to do as a kid. It's hard for me to like not do a super fabulous nose now though. Look at that super fabulous nose. Anyway, when you get better you can do that. When you learn the foundations. So what I like to do is kind of like a wooden puppet nose sort of thing, like a diamond on the face, or a triangle. There's lots of different nose shapes, so whichever one, you know, sings to you and your character, then that would be the one to use. See, now this eye feels more open than this one. Like even a little more like bugged out, so I'm like trying to compensate a little bit here. It's just the angle's off, I think. I think another thing that is really throwing me off here is that this feels like it should be sitting back into the head a little more. So that this outside contour, well, so that you have like a more interesting outside contour. There wasn't really one there. I think at the side of the, yeah, it was there, but it was kind of subtle. So we're just gonna kick it up a notch. You know, I've never seen that show, that chef show where he says we're gonna kick it up a notch or whatever. I've seen the Futurama parody though. And don't know where the eyebrows are, but yeah, see now this line is all messed up. It's all messed up. So the hair is, like the bangs are kind of, oops, parted in the middle. And then she has something like a headband or wrap. And then this flower, which is actually a really nicely drawn flower. I don't have a whole lot to really say about that. Also, this probably goes without saying, but, like, don't be sad if, like, I correct things or something and you're, like, beating yourself up about it. Like, when I was younger, I liked critiques, but I always felt like, I was like, God, I should have just known that, you know, like, it seems so obvious after some of this stuff is, like, pointed out to you, but when you're just starting out, you know, it can be really daunting to remember all this. It's kind of like you're doing like safety checks on your own art, you know. You're kind of like, okay, does this connect to this? Could you actually see inside of this sleeve from this angle? And you know how even now I still like forget to go over things and check and double check, and you know, and then you get all kinds of like wonky poses and whatever. That's just all part of the learning process. But also it's good that I find things to point out, because I actually have some art that's been sent to me that I consider at least to have very few things that I can change at my skill level. You know, like there are artists who I feel are kind of like they're on my wave, you know, like they're right where I am right now, you know. I am definitely not the bee's knees as far as top of the line art correction, but hopefully I'm contributing, you know, something worthwhile. So I'm really like forcing myself to not make these heads any smaller. Say thank you, Emmy, because like I want to really bad. I realize that they're not supposed to be like a realistic proportion. It's just like, oh, I want to go in there and I want to make them heads smaller. Oh, my doggy is chewing in her sleep. Sometimes she woofs and sometimes she chews. Wait, yeah. I was like, how many toes did I just give this mutant child? Sorry that I am being a little quick. I have an appointment I need to go to in about an hour, so I don't want to be turning this into a mini series of anatomy. Well, I mean, it is a mini series, but you know, like not on just this one drawing. Everybody gets one. I don't know where that hand is, but something like that. I don't know. I don't know where that hand is. It's in there somewhere. Okay, so I think I made his hair too poofy in the back. I'm sorry, I know this isn't like exactly your style. I'm trying. Something like that. It's funny, I remember when I was first doing live streams and stuff, I would struggle with hair on camera all the time, and somebody was trying to help me out, and I think they were essentially explaining this kind of method that I do now, which is to break the hair down into like big, like chunks of hair, and like to have it knit back to its, you know, spiraling point or whatever. But at the time, I was still like, I was just like, whatever, and I was still having all this hard time with it, and I just hated hair, and I was like, I will never enjoy drawing hair. And I've actually kind of got a little affinity for it. I am still not a big hair person, which would explain why like half my characters are bald-headed aliens, but I also have a style. I think that like if the hair is even a little bit off, it really like throws the model of the character off. Also, I apologize if you can hear voices outside. My neighbor's apartment or condo is being... I don't know. I actually don't know exactly what's going on. They have like people in hazmat suits out there since yesterday, and they have the whole place tented off. I think there's either asbestos or lead or microbial. There's something going on over there that I do not want to even get involved with, that's for sure. And they have a little baby, so maybe they brought in a health inspector and they were like, whoa. But yeah, if you can hear any voices in the background, that is... Oops. Oops. So that... I'm sorry that I'm not being more on the ball with these hands. I'm just... I feel bad because I generally leave the hands pretty sketchy, just because they're kind of time consuming to like really go in and like exactly draw every little bone and whatnot, so I tend to leave them a little more ill-defined and sketchy, and please don't come after me about it. Maybe I'll do a whole video just dedicated to hands. Like somebody send me a whole bunch of hand drawings and I'll go over them. Hell, I need the practice. In fact, when I go to my appointment today, I have to sit in the waiting room usually for a good like 15-20 minutes. And I'll take my sketchbook and I'll draw hands. Oops. Huh, okay, so now I guess I can just like fudge a little bit here because I don't know how. His shirt's tucked in. Oh well, doesn't matter. Gosh, I hope our neighbors are okay. Like, I hope they didn't get sick or anything. I haven't seen them since they started cleaning out their place. I didn't exactly know them well or anything, but you know, I didn't want I'm not wishing them bad or anything. It's not like, yeah, breathe in that asbestos. When I first saw the truck, or not the truck, not even that. When I was walking by the place yesterday morning with Shiloh, they had a few like hoses and tubes, but I thought, oh, they just brought in somebody to like clean their carpets or something. But then Dave came home early because we had to go to another appointment, and he was like, "Have you seen what they're doing to the neighbor's place?" And I was like, "No." And that's when they had like all the hazmat guys and everything. I am not digging that. Let's see, I'm not digging that either. Oh, the toe looks fine. Oh, whatever. It looks okay. I'm getting a little too finicky with everything. Same goes with this character. I'm feeling like there's too harsh of like a push here, so like maybe her face should be like set down a little lower, like that. Oh, and I never drew his hand on her shoulder, huh? Let's see. I kind of want to say this is it. I mean, without getting really... Well, I didn't draw in there. Another thing, and this would be a little more subtle, but when you go to ink it, make body parts that are kind of coming towards the camera, like the legs specifically that are sort of like foreshortened. I would make them, I would use thicker lines on them. To sort of create that illusion of depth. Kind of tucking her shoulder in a little more there. It both feels right and wrong. Yeah, and if there's anything else I can say about this is that when you do drapery, make sure that it's like you're building it kind of like in big platelets almost, or like big rolls or tubes. It kind of depends on how you want it all to like look at the end of the day, but okay, so wait, this is coming. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is like the bottom of the skirt. I don't know what the outfit is exactly, 'cause like she's not standing, but also make sure that you don't have too much stuff. Like, I think this is supposed to be like further back, but you can't actually, because we're almost like looking like straight on at this edge and like their knees. Like that's our ground level. So we wouldn't actually be able to see like all this back here unless it was like piled up high, which I don't think is what you're intending. So and I'm not exactly sure how this is all supposed to be like draped, but you could do something like that. Sorry, I don't know what this cloak is supposed to be like, and I can't see this, like this isn't supposed to be seen. So, I'm not sure. If this is kind of like a princess outfit, or... It's something like that. Oh, it's his jacket. Oh, I'm a dingle. I'm a dingle and a half. I really am. It's exactly... Okay, ignore all this. There. So unless this was like a trench coat, it wouldn't, or a... I was confused. I thought it was like a robe or something. I'm s... Girl, you gotta put me away. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I apologize for all that. Yeah, okay, let's go with this. Let's call it good. Yeah, I think we've definitely made some improvements there. I've kind of made her face a little smaller, which I didn't really intend to do, but I hope that helps a little bit. Sorry about the blinking, by the way. Yeah, I think they feel like more like they're there and seated and a presence to be reckoned with. They kind of animate. I love that, by the way. That's like one of my favorite things. It's supposed to be like his hand over the jacket. I'm like so ready to just get rid of this arm. It's like, yeah. There you go. Blam. Kind of got rid of part of her braid, but I don't know. It's like, it's not there. You kind of have an idea of where it is, but without it, like, being there for me to draw over. It's good, though, to have that idea, to, like, have a, like, that it's kind of somewhere under there, like, at an angle. That looks better. It's a little less confusing now, I think. Alright, cool. I'm going to call it for this one. So, thanks for sending it in. And if you have, victory stretch. If you have a drawing that you would like to, have me look over, send it to emmy.bittner@introducingemy.com. The email is up in the banner, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!